Sometimes shit happens. You need a top 10 list, and who you gonna call? Greetings fanboys and fangirls, I'm Erodin on the Blockbuster Buster. While there might have been a lot of dissension and discord amongst Ghostbusters fans this past year, there are still two things that I know for a fact all true ghost heads still agree on. The animated series was freaking epic, and we still want a third movie. And we want that third movie in spite of the fact that Harold Ramis passed away and that the reboot's severe underperformance at the box office has caused Sony to once again shelve the franchise. But this is still a topic that is discussed by the fans to this very day. Some even consider certain storylines from the comic to be the unofficial third movie, while other truly hardcore fans have re-edited the cutscenes from the 2009 video game into the infamous third Ghostbusters film. So, since this is something that the fans desperately want and the animated series gave us so many extraordinarily epic episodes, these are my top 10 episodes that would have made a great third movie. Number 10. Robo Buster. Some jerkwad businessman tries to run the Ghostbusters out of business by producing a high-tech robot that finds and destroys ghosts faster than the Busters can catch them. But as it turns out, Robo Buster wasn't actually destroying the ghosts. In actuality, it was just dispersing their ectoplasm into the atmosphere, which in part creates a massive entity which threatens to destroy New York City. With intriguing parallels of small business trying to take on a big corporation, this is one adventure that I think everyone can relate to. And if you don't think that that's epic enough, there's even a scene where Robo Buster kills Slimer.
Slimer!
Well, technically speaking, he was already dead, but hey, if that's not shocking enough to get you to buy a movie ticket, I don't know what will. Number 9. The Boogeyman Cometh. One of the many things that a lot of people felt the reboot was missing was a good villain. Thankfully, the animated series had them aplenty. And one of the most notorious villains in the Busters Rogues Gallery was the Boogeyman. This frightful freak thrives on the fear of children and easily evades capture by escaping to his dimension via closet doors. Man, where have I heard that premise before? No, don't tell me, it'll come to me. Not only is the well-being of children at stake in this episode, but as it turns out, the Boogeyman is an old antagonist of Egon, as apparently Old Boogie used to terrorize Egon when he was a kid. In fact, it was Egon's experience with the Boogeyman that inspired him to study the paranormal, which ultimately led to him becoming a Ghostbuster. So we get Egon's origin, a great character arc, and a truly challenging nemesis. What else could you want?
It ends here and now, Boogeyman. No more scaring little boys and girls. Not ever.
Number 8. The Halloween Door. While Ghostbusters and Buffy the Vampire Slayer were very different franchises, they had one major thing in common. Their Halloween episodes were always awesome. This one is no exception, as some uptight jerk with a literal blockhead decides to end Halloween. So he builds a machine that combines science and sorcery and vanishes all Halloween-related paraphernalia to another dimension. But as it turns out, in the world of the Ghostbusters, the reason we celebrate Halloween is to honor the supernatural entities that used to inhabit the Earth. But now that we are no longer honoring them, thanks to Jerkface here, the monsters are back. And they are ready to make themselves back at home. With a wonderful pro-Halloween message, an epic battle with a giant monster, and an ending that will melt your heart, this is one episode that is definitely worthy of being a summer blockbuster. Or possibly a fall one.
Why, I bet I'll double my contributions after this, and I'll try again, and next time I'll... Ah! Yeah!
Number 7. Flipside. Have you ever wondered where all those weird entities in the Ghostbusters universe come from? Well, in this episode, the Busters find out, as a mishap traps the Ghostbusters in the ghost dimension, where ghosts rule, and it is humans who are hunted and trapped by the People Busters. So it's a race against time to escape the ghost dimension before the Busters end up permanently trapped there, as well as closing the breach behind them to make sure that an army of ghosts doesn't roam free in their world.
Okay, looky here.
And that's your good side, too.
Number 6, Knock Knock. A group of unsuspecting New York City maintenance workers accidentally open a door to Doomsday. They should really label that thing a little better. And thus, all manner of nightmarish creatures are unleashed on New York, and soon the world. Thus, our heroes must venture into the bowels of the underworld to seal the breach and save the world. Ghostbusters in Hell. Nuff said.
Full dispersion mode! Wide angle! Fire now!
Number 5, the Brooklyn Triangle. A group of unsuspecting New York City maintenance workers accidentally open a vortex that keeps sucking bits of the city into it. Wait, another group of blue-collar workers caused a paranormal problem in this show? They really need to make parapsychology a required course when applying to work construction and maintenance in New York City. What makes this situation truly unique is that one of the workers involved is Winston's dad, who highly disapproves of his son's ghostbusting. And so, Sedamore and son get sucked into the breach, so the rest of the team must figure out a way to save them and close the breach before the whole planet gets sucked into it. Interesting fact, this episode actually contains facets of Winston's backstory that were actually part of the first draft of the script of the original movie, but sadly those scenes were cut out because the studio wanted to add more funny moments to the movie. So, not only is this episode epic, but it makes up for a wrongful deletion.
Then let's get lost. Go for it.
Number 4, the Ghostbusters in Paris. An army of ghosts is accidentally set free from the Eiffel Tower by maintenance workers. Wait, again? Oh man, this is the 3rd time! Okay, everybody needs to take that parapsychology course. Here's your first lesson. If it looks supernatural, don't touch it! The Ghostbusters are flown into Paris to deal with the situation, only to discover that Gustave Eiffel, the architect that created the Eiffel Tower, was actually a Ghostbuster. Oh, you heard me right. And the Eiffel Tower itself, in actuality, is a giant antenna that attracts and captures ghosts. Now the Busters must make their way across Paris in search of Eiffel's manuscripts, so they can rebuild his device and recapture the ghosts. It's Ghostbusters meets the Da Vinci Code. Make that movie!
So this is Notre Dame.
Monsieur Zedmore?
Excuse me, brother. I was too busy admiring your cathedral.
Number 3, Apocalypse. What, now? Janine breaks the seal and reads from an old book that Peter bought at an auction, and in doing so, she accidentally sets free the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And I know what you're thinking. How can something so chaotic come from just reading a book? Hey, believe it or not, it happens more often than you think. So the Ghostbusters must travel around the world. Wait, why am I still summarizing this? It's the Ghostbusters versus the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. With a title like that, you don't need a synopsis.
We better split up!
I'll take lingerie.
Number 2, When Halloween Was Forever. You know how I mentioned that this show had both great Halloween episodes and great villains? Well, this is the episode that combines the two. One of the Ghostbusters' greatest recurring enemies was Sam Hain, the spirit of Halloween. And when a couple of goblins release him on Old Hallows Eve, the Pumpkin King takes it upon himself to cast the world into permanent midnight. And a world casted in perpetual darkness would be one ruled by all the creatures that bump in the night. So it's up to the Busters to bump back and engage Sam Hain in an epic battle to put him back in his prison, restore daylight, and save Halloween.
Deny them. Swear allegiance to my army of the night, and I may permit you to exist.
Number 1, The Collect Call of Cthulhu. A lot of people consider this to be the best episode in the series, and with good reason, as it is so big and so epic, it makes the rest of the episodes on this list look tame by comparison. In this titanic tale, an apocalyptic cult aimed to rise the ancient demon god Cthulhu. What? I told you this episode was epic. So it's a race against time, as the Ghostbusters must uncover each clue to find and stop the cult before Cthulhu is set loose on Earth. Hell, the Ghostbusters are so desperate for leads that they even look for clues in old H.P. Lovecraft comic books.
This is ridiculous.
So not only is this episode undisputably worthy of being adapted into a huge summer blockbuster, but it contains a few direct references to the first movie,
Sometimes I really regret answering that ad you guys ran.
making it one of the most direct sequels to the original films.
Back off, man. I'm a Ghostbuster.
With an intricate storyline, exciting action sequences, and the absolute greatest threat the Ghostbusters have ever faced, I cannot think of a better candidate to be the third movie.
Cthulhu. I heard of him. He's bad, right?
He makes Gozer look like Little Mary Sunshine.
So those are my top 10 real Ghostbusters episodes that would have made a great third movie. Did I miss one? Feel free to say so in the comment section below. Until next time, I'm Erod, I'm the Blockbuster Buster, and busting makes me feel good.
Ghostbusters!
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
Huh, that's interesting. A lot of episodes in this show feature Janine as a Ghostbuster. Which reminds me, there was also a female Ghostbuster in the spin-off show, Extreme Ghostbusters. And there was also one in the comics. So, there have been female Ghostbusters in the franchise from the very beginning. That's interesting. I am a Ghostbusters fan, and the prospect of a female Ghostbuster doesn't bother me at all.